SnapToCover. Bat rep.
Welcome to the Mercs Championship game at TempleCon 2013.
Hello everybody and welcome to the championship game of Mercs at TempleCon 2013. As always, I'm Tobin from SnapToCover.com. This year's TempleCon championship match is between Shane and Alex. Both of these competitors had to fight their way through one of two qualifying tournaments held over the weekend, and they make it undefeated today to make it here to the championship table. Shane is bringing his Texaco with his leader, Marshall, Sniper, Jaguar, and Heavy team, and Alex is bringing his USCR, which consists of the leader, Monkey Wrench, Medic, Booster, and of course the Behemoth. The match rules for today are a 5 versus 5 match, and we're going to be running 40 minutes and using the control scenario. The control scenario is the board is divided into 3 zones. You control a zone when you have more models in it than your opponent. Models in more than one zone count as being in the higher point zone. Your closest zone is worth 1 point. The farthest zone is worth 3, and the middle is worth 2. Tiebreakers will be chosen by kills and then blood if there's still a tie after kills. These guys are doing their deployment phase. Alex has a question about the traps that Texaco has. Basically what that is if Alex binds any of his models, that binding model has to draw from a trap deck. One of the cards has a trap word on it, the other one has no trap. If he draws the trap card, he has to roll a 1d10, and that number is referenced on a chart, and that tells what happens to his model. It could be anything from gas to a giant explosion to being entangled, a lot of nasty stuff. So he definitely wants to make sure he understands that completely before he starts binding. But with risk comes reward. You get an extra MP, which during this scenario could be extremely beneficial. And a lot of it's actually, depending upon what the model is, actually won't affect him because armor 4 against weapon strength 3 attack isn't going to really do that much. This board here is supposed to be a rooftop board. I actually created it myself. The black areas are streets down below. So if you, so to get from building to building, you actually have to spend 1 MP to go up, 1 MP to go down. But we have ruled it that the wooden boards that link roofs are easy up, easy down. So right now the Monkey Wrench is positioned inside the red building for USCR. He's got his medic right there behind the tower. The leader is placed, and I believe Shane has his leader, Jaguar, and Marshall placed. And Alex is placing his booster right next to the leader. Be interesting to see where his Behemoth gets placed. If he gets placed near the booster, nope, he's placing it a little ways away. And looks like all the models are placed now, and they're going to be moving on to their initiative rolls. Shane looks like he has all of his models tied up behind that yellow building. We'll see what kind of strategy he has. Epic handshake time. Let's get this game on. We got a simultaneous action right here. Alex has his medic, who he's going to move up. Now, in all honesty here, both players should have declared exactly what they were doing at the same time, but that wasn't called at the time. Shane's going to now move his Jaguar and take some shots at the monkey wrench inside of the red building. $7 in elevation. It's going to be a 6. One hit, that'll be a blood. Weapon strength 2. Roll for armor check. And sounds like he failed his armor check. But it's the monkey wrench, so you can repair that automatically if he wants. Oh, Alex got his monkey wrench, so he's gonna be blasting right back at the Jaguar. So it would be straight 7s. 8s. But he hits. Another 1 blood on the Jaguar. Nice trade-off there. And the Jaguar's armor's fine. Sounds like Shane has the initiative here. Let's see who it is. He's gonna move and fire up the elevation. That's his sniper. He's shooting at the medic. He's gonna need 7s on this. Sounds like he failed that roll. Heavy gunner snapping and jumping up the roof. Alex is going to go with his behemoth, moving up, snapping. And now Alex's booster will move up 1, snap to the barrels, move a 2nd up to the wall. We got a terrain question here about where the behemoth can see. Shane's trying to be extra tactical here to see exactly where you can place his models without the behemoth getting a chance next round to blast them. It's a good question, especially with the smoke. That's going to block some line of sight, and the rotors are going to block some as well. He's trying to get see the angle that cuts the board. So the behemoth has most of that roof covered. It'd be interesting to see what he does. The leader's going to move 1 and snap to cover around the side of the building. Now the marshal's going to snap out. And he's going to shoot the medic. One hit, and that'll be a blood. Armor check here. And armor's fine. And now the leader's going to pop up to the barrels, and we're on to round 2. So far, each person has 1 victory point. They're both controlling their home sections of the board. And Shane just realized that he has not declared a bounty for this game. Leader's snapping out, and he's going to shoot at the monkey wrench. See what the roll is. It's going to get 1 blood. Armor's already broken, so he doesn't have to roll that. Now Alex's leader's going to snap. And he's going to go on suppression. Try and stop them from acting. Now the booster's moving 1 and 2. It's now taking that middle section. And now Shane has his leader up. Snap around the corner. And he's taking a shot at the monkey wrench. Monkey wrench already has 2 blood on him, so this will be dead if he can hit it. He's going to need a 4 to hit. And that will be a blood. Monkey wrench is now dead. First model removed from play, and now that top side of the board is completely open for Shane to move in. We'll see how this plays out if Shane takes advantage of that side of the board being open now. That was a crucial kill right there. Now the behemoth is snapping up. Let's see if he decides to go on Overwatch here, take some shots at the guys up top. If he does take shots, though, the booster there is going to be in line of sight, so he will be shot from the back arc. So that may not be the best idea. We'll see what Alex decides to do here. Looks like he's grabbing one of his tokens. Does he decide to go on Overwatch? That could be a really big mistake. All Shane has to do is draw some Overwatch fire, and that booster is probably going to die. He's putting it down. Looks like he's going to move. Probably a better decision. He is out in the open now. Well, he might actually get some cover from the helicopter. And again, those planks are free up, free down. So he's not impeded any speed trying to go up on top of that. See who's up for them now. Looks like the heavy's going to be shooting for Shane. He's taken 3 shots on Alex's medic. He's going to need 8s on this, but the leader's on suppression. Shane has a question about line of sight. There is a lot of little line of sight blocking, especially with that smoke cloud. We'll have to see if he actually has line of sight to make that suppression. See what the rolling is here. So the smoke is in the way, so there's no line of sight of the leader, so the gunner will not be suppressed here. Needs 8s on 3 shots, and that'll do it. 2 blood, and the medic is gone. So 2 big kills right there. A lot of the support models, the monkey wrench to keep armor going, and the medic to keep him alive. Those are 2 big models to take out. So right now, Alex is still in the lead. He'll have 2 victory points if the game ended right now with his booster in the middle zone. He has that controlled, and he has 1 point for controlling his own zone. So he's up right now 3-1 against Shane. But Shane is definitely up on the model count right now. If he can start moving his models, he has the possibility of denying that center point, and possibly moving into that pass zone with a couple models. The marshal is going to shoot. He's going to snap backwards, so he's out of line of sight of the leader, but he'll have a sliver of his base that has line of sight to the behemoth, and he's going to try and take a couple shots. Because the behemoth is on that board, they're actually going to be on the same elevation. Let's see how this roll goes out. He's not going to be able to do any damage to him. I think Shane's trying to just break that armor and stop him from taking control. Actually, the behemoth does have control of that middle zone right now because part of his base is into that zone. So he has 2 models in that center zone. The sniper is dropping down. And on to the next round. Rolling initiative. See how this turns out. Sounds like Shane will be going first. Breaks the tie with his reaction. And he's going to bind down to the marshal with his jaguar. Or his sniper, I believe. The behemoth is now on Overwatch. Could be tricky here. Booster's moving 1. Booster's moving 2. Now he's out of that line of sight. That was a smart move. He'll have nice line of sight blocking right there, so he won't be getting shot at, and he's out of the line of sight of the firing template of the behemoth. Both of Shane's models in the tie are binding. The leader's going to move up. He's hugging that wall. A little hide and go seek here. We'll see what happens. Marshall snapping. And he's going on Overwatch. Kind of an odd move. He's not going to have line of sight to anybody, but I guess if someone decides to move into Zone 3, he'll be able to take a shot if the guy tries to shoot at him from there. And now his Jaguar is moving up, trying to stay in line of sight block. Hopping from line of sight to stop that overwatch shots from the Behemoth. So it looks like Shane's going to try and push that top side of the board and get into that center zone to contest at least. We'll see if he tries to push forward any more and try to get into that the far zone. Pick up the 3 points. But now the Behemoth and the leader are both pushing up against that second zone. We'll see when and if he breaks the plane. Heavy gunner drops. And the sniper as well is moving around the building. So now he's got 3 models in position to take that center zone. On to the next initiative round. So far it's a pretty close game. Alex is in the lead right now, but we'll see what Shane does next turn. I don't know if he's going to make the push right now, or if, you know, we're coming up about halfway through the game. We'll see if he makes the move now or if he's going to wait. It's really going to come down to time management. Shane's binding down. The booster is moving 1. Moving 2. Keep in line of sight. Snapping right into that building, so he'll have line of sight blocking. No shots getting down on him. And now the leader will be going. He's going to pop up, snap up, and he's going on suppression. Looks like he's going to try and stop him from entering that zone. I don't know how that's going to work because it'll trigger during his line of sight. Maybe I'll stop him in that zone, but it's definitely not going to stop him moving into it. But once he's already in it, possibly. We can see somebody. Marshall's still on Overwatch. Question, that piece right there is ER2, so that'll give some line of sight blocking to the smaller models. Big decision here. Does he push now or does he push later? Decisions. Leader's snapping backwards to get out of line of sight from suppression. And he's going on Overwatch. Starting to stalemate here. Jaguar shooting the leader. He's going to take a suppression check here. He's passes a suppression check, taking his shots. Needs 8s. Doesn't get it. Now the sniper who bound. Where's he moving? Checking to see if the behemoth can see. We got a really close shot here. Looks like there could be a sliver of the behemoth space being able to see the sniper. So this could cause a shot. It's actually, the model's so dark it's hard to see, so Alex is putting his finger down to kind of show where the edge of the base is. Yep, you can see a sliver. So the behemoth is actually going to be able to shoot through the window of the helicopter and hit that sniper, or at least shoot at him, see if he actually hits. FNA with the leader, that's going to make it a 7. They're at the same elevation. With cover, it'll make it an 8. Nope, he's snapping out of line of sight. So the Overwatch shots are not happening. The sniper's moved back, out of suppression, out of Overwatch. Does he run forward? No, it was actually, it wasn't caught, but he actually shouldn't be able to do the suppression there. As that's not bind friendly. Unfortunately, this is about where my camera decided to stop recording. I guess it has a feature that only records for half an hour, so the last 10 minutes of the game, unfortunately, did not get recorded. Fortunately enough, the game kind of stalemated here. We'll see in a second exactly how the outcome of the game turned out. In the end, this is what it looked like. Shane moved 2 models up into the center zone, which completely contested Alex's models, and Alex actually had the opportunity. It was questioned whether or not he moved up onto the wall, which his base would have been in the second zone, and that would have actually could possibly have given him the win. I think Shane, if that had happened, he would have actually moved his model into the far zone and won the game that way. But as the score resides, it came actually down to a tie for victory points, and then because Shane had 2 kills, he actually took the win. So very, very close game. Well fought by both guys. So that will wrap it up for TempleCon 2013. Congratulations to both guys for making it to the championship round. And congratulations to Shane for taking the win. We will see you in more videos coming up on SnapToCover.com.